Hey everybody, just want to share my whole life in hopefully like under 15 minutes. Um, just kind of highlighting my upbringing that led to my healing journey, which led to where I'm at today. And I grew up, parents divorced, and it was very unfair. And uh, my dad was replaced basically with a stepfather, and I had a stepfather most of my life who was rough around the edges. It was very very difficult being a young boy, angry because where's dad, and then now who's this guy, and he's bossing me around. Like I developed a really bad attitude toward him at a young age, and then he developed a bad attitude toward me. And so you can only imagine it just wasn't it wasn't friendly, it wasn't kind, it was not loving at all, and rather it was abusive in my young childhood years and into my teenage years. you know it continued, but i didn't I didn't ever speak up about it to anybody, so I hid it. I was really good at suppressing a lot of emotions, and on the outside I was popular because I was a class clown. I was craving attention, craving love, and I basically that's it. I had this big hole in my heart from young childhood years that I filled with being a class clown and chasing girls in school or breaking the law so I could have a story to tell, to my friends, and they would approve of me. Stupid stuff. It was all stupid stuff. I was stealing, I was lying, I was cheating in school. I was I was like a bad boy. I was a renegade, and it was all rooted in a feeling of being unloved, of craving a father. So into my 20s, I was drinking, I was partying. I didn't care. I was young. I was drumming in punk rock bands. I had my hair dyed. I had piercings and tattoos. Girls were attracted to that side of me. Um, I certainly couldn't hold a relationship though for more than 3 months, but I didn't care to look within and confess what was really going on deep inside. I didn't even feel it was safe to ever talk about how broken I felt on the inside. And I felt like, well, people will reject me if I tell them the truth about me. So I always had this big ego, this prideful character that looked like my life was all together. And so in the end of my 20s and early 30s, I started hitting serious depression. When all my friends moved on and got married and started families, here I was curled up in a ball on my living room floor or in the bathroom, and I'm just crying. I'm feeling super lonely, super depressed. And I'm like, what is going on? This is weird. And I was just in a state of fear all the time. Um, and relationships were not working out. I was in a relationship in my early 30s that it ended because I was so dysfunctional. I was so mentally ill and depressed in the relationship that I felt like I can't do this to her anymore. I'm dragging her down. I have to leave. And that totally rocked my whole life and hers. And I ended up living in a van afterwards for almost 2 years. I literally felt like giving up on my life, but I didn't actually ever give up. I just lived in a van and I felt like a loser for almost 2 years. And that, I felt like God put me there. He put me in that small little van. It wasn't a big van I could stand up in, it was a small little Ford Transit Connect. And I made it happen. I made it happen. Going to the gym, showering, brushing my teeth in Starbucks bathrooms, or doing my laundry at the laundromat, working odd jobs. I made it happen. And I was always in solitude when I was living in the van, which helped me reflect and see what was going on inside my heart and hear the voices, hear the old arguments, and hear my inner child speaking to me. And that's where I got a glimpse of like, wow, like I've been afraid to be by myself. I've been afraid to be in silence. But every time I am, some emotion surfaces and I cry like a baby, and I feel free. I feel light afterwards. So I think I'm going in the right direction. Um, so that was sort of a very meaningful chapter in my life, living in the van. And it's like God brought me to my knees, and I got close to God. I got close to just loving myself. And, you know, the ultimate act of forgiveness was toward my mom and my stepdad. I felt like those two have done so much to me. um, I am at, I feel like they are just my greatest battle. And, but I was hiding it. I never spoke up to them, but a little bit at a time, I was kind of dropping seeds that, like, how do I forgive them? They were narcissistic, they were emotionally absent. They were gaslighting me, just, I felt like so much hatred toward them. But I knew as I healed myself, I started to see their inner child and their traumas, and I was able to see past, um, their nasty attitude toward me or their insensitivity toward me. I was able to have compassion for them. I'd go into deep meditations. I would see my mom as a young girl. I would see my stepdad as a young boy and growing up in an abusive home as well, which was their reality. So I understood, like, they weren't born narcissists. They weren't born um, insensitive. They just don't have the knowledge or tools to heal like I do or like we do today. And so they've just been coping. They've been coping with their traumas. And so fast forwarding to today, I I'm in a good place. I'm happy. I feel very healed. I feel like the one most important thing to me every single day is not money. It's not what do people think of me, likes, followers, none of that. It's my inner peace, my personal peace. Because if I'm at peace, I bless those that I come in contact with, and life literally does feel like heaven on earth because I go for morning walks and I smile at the birds. I'm so happy when I'm going for walks in the morning and I see people walking and I wave and I smile, and that means so much to me. And I'm starting to just I feel like I'm returning back to my childlike self. It's as if my inner child is healing, and now I'm a healed. I'm now the healed child that I never knew, But now I'm in this grown up body, and the joy that I bring to other people brings out their inner child. So I'm like, we're all children. We're all in different bodies, grown up bodies or young bodies, but we're all children. That's our that's like our nature, and it's wonderful. It truly does feel like the kingdom of heaven. I don't worry. I don't doubt. I don't entertain emotions of fear. The most important thing to me every single day is how can I be a blessing to somebody, because we all need healing. This world is in pain, and we all need to heal so that we can help others heal. That's how I see it. And I'm like not in this chase anymore. I don't feel like I'm striving. I don't feel, the lack of self worth or I need approval from people. No, none of that. Because now that my heart is so much more healed, all those negative thoughts, those negative cravings, um, they're not necessary. I don't even need them. Like I felt like I was a vacuum all my life. I was just sucking in people, taking people's energy. I was selfish, all about me. But that did not end well. That ended with me being homeless and paying some serious karmic consequences. So yeah, I don't know where else what else to add to it, but spiritual practices are very important. There's many of them, and if I had to pick one, it's there's a the Buddhist monk. His name's Thich Nhat Hanh. He passed away in 2022, and I resonate with him. I don't know. There's many great spiritual teachers out there, but lately I love hearing his voice. He has meditations and he also has talks, and it's always to the point. It's mindful breathing, and I'm like, no way, it can't be that simple. Like it's got to be more complicated. There's got to be more to it than just breathing in, breathing out. I know that I'm breathing in. I know that I'm breathing out. Like that's it. There's got to be more to it, but that's it. That's the practice. Is um, you're following your in breath and you're following your out breath and you're staying locked in with it. You're not becoming distracted because once you start having crazy thoughts and you're thinking, you could be meditating and thinking and you're in the past or you're in the future. You're not even in the present. So he said the present moment is the most wonderful moment. It's where healing takes place, it's where miracles take place. And he said that you can take your mindfulness practices into your daily routines like cooking, washing your dishes, folding clothes, walking, even when you're driving, you can live mindfully. And so I've felt like, well, I want to bring this practice into my daily life. And since then, there's nothing more that I want than to just keep course correcting myself back to this mindfulness. And because we are a soul at the core of who we are, we're a soul, and our soul doesn't care what we do, what we accomplish in life, how much money we make. Does not care. The soul cares about one thing, and that is being. So, what are you being? Are you being peace, love, and joy? Or are you being fear, worry, doubt, sickness, disease, poverty? We can be different vibrations, and our vibrations radiate. So, I choose peace, love, and joy because it's truly the mountaintop. It's the mountaintop. It blesses me, it blesses others. It's a reciprocating energy. Everybody wins. We bring heaven on earth, and that's God's will. There's nothing more to it. I suddenly stop longing for external material acquisitions. I just want to be peace, love, and joy for the rest of my life until my last breath. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for sticking around to the end. This has been a nice little 15-minute timeline of my whole life, or my whole life timeline in 15 minutes. And I hope it blesses you. I hope this gives you some insight, help you feel relatable. I hope you receive some kind of healing from this. So leave a comment and engage. I'd love to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.